This video is for founders doing at least a few $1 million a year. And if you're that level of founder, which means that you know what you sell, you have a proven offer, you know who you sell to, especially who your top 20% clients are. And if I were to ask you, who are your favorite clients ever, you would have a very clear answer as to who you actually thoroughly enjoy working with of those top 20% clients. Not just the ones who pay you with the least resistance, but of those who you actually enjoy working with and who gets the best results. Because you have a proven offer, you also have a proven call to action, and you know where you will lead people to off of LinkedIn, which could be a consultation call, could be your private email list. It's usually one of those two things. And you know how to sell. So whether they're going to your private email list to go to a live webinar or an on-demand webinar, or whether they're getting on a call with you or your sales team, you have a proven process to sell. And if you're a founder for who this particular presentation was specifically created for, you're probably saying, yes, and so what? I want a lot more. The business is still not where I want it to be, and I want faster growth. If that is you, you're probably smiling right now. I completely feel you. You know that there's a lot of room for growth in your business, but you may be also a little bit frustrated because your tried and true methods of lead acquisition may have recently started to slow down, or you're having to put a lot more energy into it to get the exact same result out of it. And you're starting to sense a shift in the fact that it's not working how it used to work and that you may need to do something else. That may be that you're not getting as many referrals. That may be that you're not sending as many DMs on LinkedIn or other cold outreach places, or that people are not replying to you as much, or that the replies that you're getting ignored more, or people are getting nastier in their replies, or the cold calling that you're doing is just not as effective as it once was. And because you know that there's still so much room for growth, it keeps you up at night and you want to solve this problem because by nature you are a problem solver and you'd rather solve the problem than sit there and rip your hair out. So I'm here to help you solve this problem, specifically when it comes to LinkedIn, because you know that LinkedIn could be the next big opportunity for you. It could be the tool that you use to get the results that you want for your business. Maybe you've seen other people do it, get success with it, even colleagues or acquaintances, friends, people that know people that you've been in masterminds with, whatever. The point is that you know what it can do. You know that you're not tapping into it the way that you could be tapping into it. And here we are. And I want to just say that you're 100% right. And maybe you've even started posting on LinkedIn a little bit more than usual lately, but that's also going a little bit slower than expected. Again, maybe because you expect things fast naturally because of who you are, but also because you have no idea what you're doing. And you know this, which brings us to where we are today because you value speed. So you probably went out of your way to search for a solution. And hello, I can help you with that solution. And what I share with you today could be part of that solution for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shanee Moret. That's how you pronounce my name. A lot of people ask. And I have about 1 million followers on LinkedIn and over 425,000 LinkedIn newsletter subscribers. And at this point in my journey, I've helped hundreds of founders grow on LinkedIn, both to get a bunch of followers and grow in visibility and also a bunch of business. And I have the receipts to prove that to you, just like you probably have the receipts to prove your expertise and proven process that you use with your clients. And if you want to see case studies, testimonials, all that stuff, go to our website at growthacademy.global. If I were in your shoes as a founder who makes a few $1 million a year and who's really not tapping into LinkedIn, but know that they should be tapping into LinkedIn, here are the first 5 steps that I would take. Full transparency, these are the first 5 steps that I take with clients that are usually at your level that work with me one-on-one. And because you're a little bit more advanced in business, I'll skip the basic create a LinkedIn strategy, which is, hey, let's define your one goal. Let's define one ICP or one ideal client that we are going to be looking to attract to achieve that goal with the least level of resistance. And let's focus on one call to action to lead them to one place, which in your case is probably a call or a live training. And I'm also going to skip the basics of profile optimization because you probably already know, yes, you need a headshot, you need a banner, a headline, and you need them to go to that one call to action. With those two steps aside, let's go to the first step that I help clients with who are more advanced in their business. Step one is to secure your gold badge, which is your community top voice badge on LinkedIn. It looks something like this. You'll see it on people's profiles. And although the badge may not matter to you, it does matter to a lot of people. It increases your authority. It increases your positioning on the platform. And that's not because it's some fancy gold badge with magical powers. It's just because in general, authority fuels influence. That is just our human nature. And if you don't believe me, then all you have to do is research the Milgram experiment, which basically proves just how much of a factor authority is when it comes to influencing people's behavior. LinkedIn also limits the number of badges that can be distributed for each skill. So they're saying that only 2,500 badges per skill will be distributed. Now, you may be asking, well, aren't there 2,500 people that already got the badge? In some cases, yes, but people will lose the badge every single day because LinkedIn will take the badge away from you if you don't consistently contribute to those collaborative articles that you need to answer questions to receive the badge in the first place. And we'll get to that. These are those collaborative articles that I was just referencing. And LinkedIn launched this feature in July of 2023, and it really changed the game for them. When you look at their domain authority over the last 2 years, it was pretty stagnant and consistent for 10 years. And then out of nowhere in July 2023, it just skyrocketed. This is because when you think of it, the AI is generating these articles and questions, and users are answering these questions. And LinkedIn is generating thousands and thousands of user-generated articles every single day, which has skyrocketed their domain authority. To receive the badge, all you have to do is pick the skill, answer 3 to 5 of the questions within one skill, and make sure that your answers within those questions are top voted. You may click a question, you may see that the top person got 7 upvotes. And so to become a top contributor within that question, you would need at least 7 upvotes too. You earn the badge by answering questions within the same skill in the collaborative articles. And if you're a top contributor of about 5 questions within the same skill, you should get the badge. I won't get into this too much because I have an entire video tutorial on this on YouTube, and the video looks like this. So if you don't have your community top voice badge and you want one, just go watch this video. Step 2 in this process will be for you to start a LinkedIn newsletter. Now, what is a LinkedIn newsletter? 2 years ago, when you published articles on LinkedIn, it would just publish as an article. Now, when you create a LinkedIn newsletter, all of your followers and connections will get the opportunity to subscribe to your newsletter. And you may say, oh, but doesn't that mean I need to create more content? And if you're that type of founder that will complain about getting in front of more people, then this presentation probably isn't for you. Yes, that's what that means, but it's also a great opportunity for you to circumvent the algorithm and for you to do a few more other things. So just bear with me. The first thing is that when you create your LinkedIn newsletter and launch it, again, all of your connections and followers are getting the trigger, the opportunity to subscribe to your newsletter. If I launch a newsletter today called Live Video for Founders, every single one of my followers will get an invite to subscribe. Out of the people who accept the invite to subscribe, I would assume that the large majority of them are interested in learning live video and are founders or are going to be founders very soon. So you could segment a list of your audience. And what that also tells me for everyone that subscribes is that they are very active on LinkedIn. As you can see, founders who are interested in live video will be the most likely to subscribe. So then I'll have a list of more of the right people raising their hand, and I don't have to tell you how to work a list. I could send them a connection request. I can ask them questions in the DMs. One thing, because it's going out to all of your followers, not everyone on this list will be a first-degree connection. So for your second and third degree connections on this list, you could actually send them an invite to connect. And I don't have to tell you how to do the rest. You're probably an outbound specialist. Another thing when you start a LinkedIn newsletter, which is just a series of articles on one particular topic, is that every single time you publish a new edition or a new article within your newsletter, it's not just posted on LinkedIn, but it's sent via email to your subscribers. So LinkedIn will send an email with your article inside of the email to all of the subscribers on your list. This allows you to reach people in their inbox and circumvent the LinkedIn algorithm. What we have experienced with our clients is that they have an average 40 to 50% open rate in their LinkedIn newsletters, which means that if they have 5,000 subscribers, 2,500 people are reading their stuff in the inbox every single week. This allows you to have a direct channel to reach more people, to get seen more often, and to become top of mind, which again, I don't have to tell you how valuable that is and could be for your business. Starting a LinkedIn newsletter and being consistent with additions within your LinkedIn newsletter will also improve your SEO. This is because, again, you're riding on the domain authority unicorn that is a byproduct of the collaborative articles that were launched in July 2023. So because of this, the additions of your LinkedIn newsletters, which are articles, are very searchable on Google and Bing within a very compressed amount of time. If you try to rank on Google or Bing with your own website, it could take you a year or more. We have seen it happen in days or weeks or just a couple of months, depending on that person's consistency, depending on the keywords that they need to rank for, and depending on the quality of their content. But even if it does take a couple of months, that's still really fast compared to what it would take with your own website. And here you are riding the domain authority unicorn. The third step in the process is to start to post short videos. And by short, what I mean are about 1 to 2 minute videos. It will help you stand out from your competitors because as we look at the market, more experts are starting to go all into their personal brand because they know how valuable it truly is. Just look at people like Gary Vee or Alex Hormozi, especially Alex, who really didn't believe in brand at first, but now understands the value of it since he has experienced the results of it. As more of your competitors start to take brands seriously, it's going to be harder for you to stand out in text posts and in images. You have leverage when it comes to posting short videos on LinkedIn. And as we know, only 1 to 3% of the users on LinkedIn even post original content weekly. So you automatically become part of that top 1% when you post original short form video weekly. You become part of the top 0.01% if you actually do it well. And if you didn't know, LinkedIn now has a TikTok-esque or TikTok style beta feature where at the bottom of the screen, as you can see, it has home, video, my network, notifications, and jobs. It's an entire feed only dedicated to video. You scroll up and up just like TikTok or Instagram Reels. And as you can see, here's Gary Vee's video, my video, and our COO Andrea's video. As you can see, if you're not creating video on LinkedIn, then you won't even exist on this feed. Now, I will say that even if you don't have the beta feature on your mobile app inside of your LinkedIn app yet, your video can still be shown in the beta feed. All you have to do is post short form video. A few tips when posting short form video: make it between 1 and 2 minutes. Try to think about topics that most resonate and have recency with your ICP, so with your target audience. For example, a lot of my target audience, they've been on LinkedIn, they know the power of LinkedIn, they're just not using it to its full potential. They usually have their profile optimized. So I don't share a lot of tips when it comes to how to optimize your profile or why you should start or why you should leave Instagram for LinkedIn, because that's not my ideal client. My ideal client wants to just take their LinkedIn to the next level, start posting content, master live video events, master their newsletter, newsletter, so on and so forth. Make sure that you're creating content for your ideal client, specifically if your goal on LinkedIn is to get business. Now, if your goal on LinkedIn is just to grow your visibility and get followers, then that's a different story, and I'll talk about that at a later time. You would focus on topics that reach the masses because your target audience are the masses in that scenario. If I were you, I would just get a baseline of what type of videos are posted inside of your niche and outside of your niche on LinkedIn. This will help you understand what type of videos your clients or your prospective clients may be watching and comparing you to. Then what you're going to do is determine where you can add your unique perspective, your unique expertise once you've gathered the baseline. If I see a lot of videos related to LinkedIn marketing that have to do with outbound, and I know that my leverage point is how to leverage live video events on LinkedIn to get your dream clients, to attract your dream clients, then I'm not going to focus or compete in that pool of, oh, these are the messages you should send on LinkedIn. I will leverage my authority when it comes to LinkedIn live events. And so I'll create my own blue ocean. I could also put a spin on things and say, hey, these are the messages when you're starting to post content that I have seen work best in terms of combining inbound and outbound together. And that would put a unique spin on something that I see has a lot of intrigue with the baseline that I gather. And you want to share these things based on things that you know, based on your internal business data that are closely related to your offer and to your client interests. Another easy way to do this is to get a piece of paper or to put it in Notion, to use whatever content calendar that you have. Maybe it's in Slack where you coordinate with your team, and you're going to list the most recent client questions and make sure that those questions are from clients that have started more towards where all of your clients start. For example, I have 2 clients right now that I've been working with for 6 months. Right now, they're asking me different questions than they did in the beginning. One, she has a lot of questions about doing her challenge now, whether she should charge, whether she shouldn't, what those email automations will look like. We're assisting her with that. The other is building her website. And so she has a lot of questions related to how does she gather emails? What should that email automation sequence be? So on and so forth. But those questions I would not necessarily focus on in shorts, because shorts, I'm reaching new people ideally, or I'm staying top of mind with people that already know me. What I would do is I would maybe go back into those client conversations and focus on questions that they asked me more in the beginning of their journey. Questions like, how often should I go live on LinkedIn? Questions like, how do I get my gold badge? Questions like, is posting more than once a day okay? Things like that, because those will attract people that are more at that stage of the journey and can follow a proven process that we work with clients for 6 to 12 months. Another thing is just answer one question per video, go deep rather than wide. Make sure that I can actually watch the video and say, yeah, you didn't just read some ChatGPT script, you actually know what you're talking about. There's nuance, there's personal experience, there's data, there's confidence, and there's more than the average based on whatever it is that I watch as baseline. Post 3 to 4 high quality videos per week. Make sure that they include captions. You could use apps like Opus or Descript to figure that out. And there's a million other ones. And include a video description. In the video description, which is the text that you could add to your video when you post it on LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you basically say the same thing that you say in your video. That's a good rule of thumb. It should be readable, so it shouldn't be all together. It should be easy to read, even if my eyes are tired on a phone at the end of the day. And you don't want to sound like a robot. The main thing here is when you watch a video, if someone has to read what they're saying, do you question their expertise? If someone has to be a little bit robotic, do they come across as more or less confident? And you know the answer to that. By naturally just answering one question at a time that your ideal prospects would have for you, you showcase your true expertise and you put yourself in a position where you don't have to be robotic and have a teleprompter. It could be in the way of your authenticity. There's a lot more short video tips that I could give you, but we'll leave it there for now. The 4th step in this process are live events. And if you didn't know, LinkedIn has a live event feature. You can go live on video or audio. The audio events are similar to what Twitter or X Spaces are, or what Clubhouse was, except you actually have the credibility of having someone's LinkedIn profile history connected to their profile. The fourth step in this process is to start hosting live video events. Then you can move to live audio events once you've mastered the mechanism of live video events. But with my clients, at least, we master live video events first. Now, for your first live video event that you host following this process, you want to plan a 2 or 3 week ramp up period between now and your first event. I have a saying, your event started 2 or 3 weeks ago. And that's because you have the ability to invite 1,000 plus people weekly to your LinkedIn live events. Now, the reason why you want to follow steps 1 and 3 before getting to this step is because the more engaged your network is, the higher the acceptance rate of people that are invited to your event and the higher the show up rate. If you host an event in 3 weeks and you have 5,000 connections, you can invite 3,000 people to that event. After that, you want to host at least one every week or every other week, and look at the data after you have hosted 4. Make sure that they're on topics that your ideal client wants to listen to. Make sure that you prove your expertise, and I'll do an entire training on live video events. Actually, we are having one. It's upcoming. Go to yougrow.club and register for the 4-day live video event challenge. You also can use events to further segment your audience. If I create 3 events and one is on LinkedIn newsletters, the other is on live video, and the third is how to get Zoom webinar registrations from LinkedIn organically, then what I'm doing is I'm segmenting my audience. So people that attend LinkedIn newsletter mastery for founders are most likely founders that want to learn about LinkedIn newsletters, and the same applies for the others. If anything, even if those people do not show up to the event live, they can still watch the replay. If it's on video, they're raising their hand saying, yes, I'm interested in this thing. And a lot can happen. And now you have access to message them, so on and so forth. And that allows you to build relationships with people, to message them, to learn about them. You're the master at that. I don't have to tell you what to do. And the last thing for step 4 is the ability to repurpose your live events for other things. If you do a weekly live video event, and let's say it's 20 minutes, now you have a 20-minute video asset that can turn into an edited YouTube video, that can turn into 5, 10, or 15 short videos. The transcript can be turned into newsletters, so on and so forth. And especially if you have at least a small team, it can really become a machine where you're just focused on the live video event, and from the live video event can stem all the other things. The 5th and final step in this process that we'll get into today is to analyze and double down. And again, you've gotten to the level in your business because you also understand the power of data, but you want to look at your data at least weekly and look at the metrics that matter most. If you just want to grow your followers, then obviously that would be followers. But if you actually want to get inbound, high quality clients on LinkedIn, that would be calls. And you would be able to track, oh, we got these number of calls this week. This is what we posted, so on and so forth. You could even track based on certain posts or LinkedIn newsletters, which brought the most calls, the most traction. But just understand that a lot of it will compound together, and make it a habit that when you do talk to a prospect or get on the phone with a new client, that you really understand how they found you, because people will have a tendency to say, yeah, I found you on LinkedIn. A lot of the times what that means is they saw something on the feed that captured their interest, and then they went on a journey from that point forward. Did they go to a live video event? Did they read your newsletter and then go to a webinar and then DM you for a one-on-one consultation? Whatever that journey is, try to see what those patterns are as specifically as possible, instead of just being like, oh, they came from LinkedIn. Double down on the types of posts, the mediums, and the topic that drive those key metrics that matter to you the most. And if you want to become a one-on-one client, just personal message me on LinkedIn. I am very selective with who I work with, but I really like to help winners win even bigger. Last thing, put whatever questions you have in the comments. We try to answer all of the comments on YouTube, and we appreciate you for your support as we grow the channel. God bless you, and I will see you next time. Ciao.